What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video we're creating a sketch illustration of the Grim Reaper. Now you want to begin today's lesson by adding some guidelines to help with the symmetry and the balance of our drawing. Let's start by sketching a line coming down the center of our page. So we'll start at the very top. It's going to lightly work our way down towards the bottom. Let's go back to the center of our page and draw another line going across from left to right. So we'll start with the left and then just stretch that out towards the right side. Now I'm going to use these two lines to create a circle in the center of our page. So from the middle, let's go up towards the top. It's going to mark off the top of our circle. Take that same distance down towards the bottom and do the same thing. Let's repeat that across this horizontal line. So this distance from the center on the left and then the right side. Now I connect each of these points with a curve to create our circle. So let's start with the top left. Just going to work our way around. Now the circle doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get the right size and placement in the center of the page. You can always go back and just smooth this out. Now from the side of our circle, we're going to stretch this line coming down towards the bottom. And then we'll add another line going across the bottom of our circle. Now at this stage, it's important to just focus on the basic shapes before we get into the details. Now let's start blocking out the shape for the eyes. We'll leave a gap in the center. Let's step over toward the left. Sketch a line coming down towards the bottom of our circle. Now I want to take that same distance over towards the right and do the same thing. Now I'm going to block in the shape for the eyes. From the outside of our circle, let's step in. Just going to angle this down and then in toward that inside line. Let's line this up over on the right. On the inside, I'm just going to curl up the brow, coming in and then up. And then we're going to tuck the eyes in underneath the brow. On the outside, let's draw a half circle. We're going to go around, come down, and then up on the inside. Now I'm going to line up at the bottom of the eyes in the center. Just going to angle the nose, coming down and out towards the bottom. From the bottom corners of the nose, let's step out. Just going to draw the outside of the teeth. I'm going to come down and out with a short angled line. I'm going to close off the bottom with a curve. Now the cheeks are going to go straight out. I'm just going to bend this up and then out towards the side of the head. Now from the bottom corners of the teeth, draw two straight lines coming down. Bend this out and go straight up underneath the cheeks. Now on the side, draw two straight lines coming down towards the jaw. Now I'm just going to pull this down and then in towards the center of our page. Now from here we're going to draw the inside edge of the cloak. In the center, in between the eyes, let's step up. Just going to bend this down, across the left eye, and then go out. Let's go to the right side, going out a little bit further. To right about there. Let's round out the side of the hood, pull this down, and then in towards the middle, just underneath the chin. Now from the outside of the hood, just going to bend this in and then up towards the side of our circle. Let's add a fold on the side of the head. From here we're going to step down, just going to bend this in and then up along the side. We're just going to build up the volume of the head. From here, bend this up, and then in towards the middle. Just creating a point along the top of the hood. Now with our rough sketch in place, let's go back and lightly erase some of these guidelines. Now that we have a clean drawing, we want to step back and just take a look at the proportions. And if we're happy with the balance, we can go in with a tip or pencil and add a second level of detail. I'm going to start with the outside edge of the hood. I'm just going to round out that top point. Just going to round this out and then bend that down towards the side. Let's add another fold along the inside, coming down and in on the side of the head, and then from the bottom going up. Let's add another fold along the side of the head, going up. So we want a little bit of tension along the side of the hood. Going up along the side. Now we're going to add some more shape to the eye. Just going to round this out, coming in towards the brow. Now we're just going to add a fold underneath the eyes on the inside. Just coming around and out. Let's add a bevel along the outside of the eye. Just adding a thick edge. I'm just going to carry that fold in between the brow, coming in towards the nose. I just want to add some shape to the nose. Just going to round at the top, and just pull that in towards the side. I'm just adding some more folds around the teeth. Going down. Now along the bottom, I'm just going to add the teeth. I'm just going to separate this with a line coming up, round out the gum line, and come back down. And I just want to repeat that over on the right side and work our way out towards the outside. I also want to add the teeth along the bottom. Now I want to add some hair coming down the side of the head. So we're going to start beside the eye. Just going to wave this down and in. I just want to get the shape of the hair. Just working our way around the head. Just going to build up the volume and some layers. And I'm also going to add one strand coming down the center of the head. Now before we get on to the next stage, I want to remind everyone that our Masterclass is now open. For only $1 a month, you can get access to all our members-only tutorials, and this includes access to all of our upcoming art camps. If you're interested in joining and taking your art to the next level, I'll leave the link in the description below. So in this next space, we want to darken up the contours of our drawing and add a little bit more detail. Let's start by darkening up the outside edge of the hood. So we start at the very top. Just going to come around. Now you can add some details at this stage. So I'm just going to add a cut in the hood. And just pull that back in. So I just want to tear up the edge a little bit. And just pull that down towards the side. Now we're starting with this area because this is overlapping the head. Add another cut along the side, coming in. And I'm just going to layer the hair on top, right in the middle. I can add a little bit of texture inside. Layering the hair along the side of the head, just on top of the eye. And now I'm going to move in and start drawing the areas underneath. So we'll start with the top of the eyes, just pulling that in underneath the hair. Now again, you can start adding some more detail. So we're going to add some cracks just up above the eye. Just going to add some subtle cracks going up. To also bring some down from the top of the head. Add a crack from the top of the nose. See, I'm just going to round out the bottom of the teeth. Just trace out the top of the socket. So just separating the teeth with that curve along the top and the curve along the bottom. Now we're just going to add a little bit of fold along the outside, so we step down. And this will create a little bit of a bevel and some thickness along the side of the jaw. Just going to add a crack along the jaw and the chin. I'm just going to try to keep the detail around the head loose. I don't want to get too detailed with the outside. I want to make the focus along the center of the face. Now, if you want to protect your drawing from smudging from your hand, you can use a separate piece of paper just underneath. So I'm going to place this on top of my drawing. I can just move my hand so it doesn't create any smudges underneath. Now, in the last phase of our drawing, I'm going to add some various tones and shadows. Now, I'm going to start with the inside of the eyes. We're going to darken this up along the inside and just fade that out towards that bevel. And again, I'm going to use a piece of paper underneath my hand. So as we get to the outside, I'm just going to fade this out. And then I just kind of want to blend that in towards that bevel. So going a little bit lighter on the outside. And we'll do the same thing on the right. Let's darken up the top of the nose. And I'm just going to fade that out across the bottom. Just going in between that center bone. And we'll darken up that gap along the side of the teeth. Again, going dark along the top and then fading that down. Let's darken up that bevel on the outside. And now along the inside of the hood, we're going to darken up the top and again, fading that down. And we want to kind of imagine that the light's coming from the top of our page and coming down. So just going to pick up some light along the bottom edge of the hood. Start off dark. Now we're just going to gradually blend that down towards the bottom. And we want to go in between the hair. I'm just going to darken up that gap just underneath the chin. Do the same thing on the right. Now I'm going to go in with the side edge of a pencil and add a little bit more texture and volume to the hair. So starting off dark along the top, just adding this pattern, this texture coming down, and just blending that out along the bottom. I can go back and use the tip of my pencil to add more detail. Now the hood's going to cast a shadow on top of the head. So we're going to darken up the top and then fade that down. And we kind of want to work with the shape of the head. Let's add that shadow across the side of the cheeks and then fade that in. And I'm going to darken up this bottom area and then fade that out. I'm just going to add some more hairline cracks around the teeth area. Coming down from the gums. I want to add a little bit of shadow on the left side. I'm going to pull the shadow over towards the right. So the left side will have a little bit more highlight on the top. Now we're going to pull the shadow across towards the middle on the right side. And we just want to fade that out. And now we're going to go back and just tighten up our contrast and shadows. Now at this stage, you can continue to add as much detail as you like, but I'm going to wrap mine up by signing my artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of the Grim Reaper. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single week. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. If you really want to discover your artistic potential, then join our Club Masterclass membership. For just $1 a month, you'll gain instant access to exclusive members-only drawing tutorials, virtual art camps, and much, much more. Join our thriving community of passionate artists just like you, and let your creativity soar. So just click that link in the description, and I'll see you in the club.